following game has been rated E10+, which is short for everyone 10 and up, by the ESRB for fantasy violence and mild language. That means anyone under the age of 10 should not be watching this video. You have been warned. Greetings and salutations. I am Outlier, and I bid you welcome to this channel. Joining me today are, of course, my usual co-hosts, Snowball and Wolf. And today we will be playing Subnautica. It is an open-world survival game. The premise being is that you are a crew member on an intergalactic construction vessel sent to the far-flung reaches of space by your governing corporation to build a intergalactic transit network to provide instantaneous faster-than-light travel from one end of the known space to the other. While en route, you come into orbit of an ocean world, and the ship mysteriously explodes. So you get an escape pod and land in the middle of the ocean, and the goal is to survive and eventually escape. Yes, I know that they're in the process of making a sequel expansion somewhere in between called Subnautica Below Zero. Well, I'm not playing that one because I haven't purchased it yet. I haven't purchased it yet because I don't have the funds to do so. Fun times. But I digress. Where was I? Still going on with that joke, aren't you? Why do you keep doing it? Don't you know that the more you tell a joke, the less funny it becomes? Yes, I still find it amusing. Yes, everything that I do here is basically for my own enjoyment, and if anybody else happens to find and enjoy this, then the benefit to them. You know, that actually is a good question. I'll think of something. Anyway, this game was made by... Thank you again. You already had your joke, Snowball. It's time to play the game. Okay, and what tangent would you like to go on? Right. This is why I talk to stuffed animals. There's also that. Right, as I was saying, let us begin. And as usual, we begin with a load screen. I didn't count, maybe 5?
Attention. Hull failure imminent. All personnel abandon ship. Launch in 3, 2, 1.
Now you would think that would slice open the character's head and he'd be dead. But he's not. It'd be a very short game if he did. And we're on fire. Fire extinguisher. Use fire extinguisher. And we're good. Although it still says press F8 to provide feedback. Like on bugs. The corporation that owns you.
You have suffered minor head trauma. This is considered an optimal outcome. This PDA has now rebooted in emergency mode with one directive: to keep you alive on an alien world. Please refer to the databank for detailed survival advice. Good luck.
Now, I would like to, if minor head trauma was considered the optimal outcome, I wondered what the AI considers the standard outcome. Well, yeah, that's probably true. Anyway. 2, 3, or 5 for corresponding quick slot. Yay. Climb ladder. No, I'm not going to say every prompt, just the beginning one. It's the ship. What is that? I don't know what that is.
The Aurora suffered
a rock
orbital hull failure. Cause unknown. 0 human life signs detected.
Well, that's not good. Look at a little... I forgot what they were called. I want to keep wanting to say kite fish, but no, they're not fish. Birds. So that's the one entrance point. This is the other one. Right, now that we got the cutscenes out of the way. Alright, so first thing we need to do is probably repair the escape pod. So, circuitry test is offline, secondary systems offline, radio is offline. Stress signal broadcast has failed, flotation device deployed, and hull integrity is okay. It's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 33% success rate, I guess, is passable for a corporation. So, first thing we should do in any survival situations, according to the TV shows that I have watched, I'm actually debating whether or not I should mention them, but right, as I was saying, according to survival TV shows that I watch, the first thing you should do in any survival situation is take stock of what you have. So what we have is this screen right here. It tells us that 2/3 of the escape pod is busted. So going around, we also have the secondary systems, which are damaged. We need a repair tool to fix that. We have the fabricator, which makes the stuff. So we have basic materials, which are made to make the things, more advanced materials, which are made from basic materials to make the things, food and, well, right now it's just water, but we also will eventually unlock food things to provide food and, well, food and water for. We have various types of equipment, O2 tanks, fins, first aid kits, fire extinguisher, pipes, and a floating air pump. Various tools with like the scanner, repair tool, flashlight, survival knife, flares, and the habitat builder for if and when we need more advanced structures. And then we have deployable equipment like the Seagull. We would have the Seagull, except we don't know how to build it. Same with the mobile vehicle bay, although we do have waterproof lockers, access to waterproof lockers. Then we have this chair, which is basically scenery. In the middle of the pod, there's the ladder up. The radio, which is used to send and receive distress signals. And various flavor text. Another seat. Apparently this life pod's supposed to support 2 people. The fact that we left without somebody else probably says more about our character than it does the situation, although it could also be an issue with the situation as well. We also have a medkit fabricator, which builds first aid kits over time from literally nothing. I'm not going to ask how. You also have a listing of the solar power cells, which auto-regenerate. And then we have this storage container, which contains a couple flares, some filtered water, and some nutrient blocks. So some basic food and water. So that's what we have. And now that we know what we have, we need to figure out what we need to do. So the first thing we need to do is repair the life pod. So we need to get the radio online as well as the secondary systems. In order to do that, we need a repair tool, which is found under equipment. I would say it'd be helpful if I could was looking under equipment, but I was looking under equipment, and we don't have a repair tool. So we're going to need to unlock the ability to make a repair tool. First thing we should probably do is actually eat food and water. I'm often not one for eating the nutrient blocks, just simply because there's a finite source of them. You can't make more, basically. But to start off initially, we'll just consume those. And let's go exploring. This is a big horn, a giant coral tube. Pick up some mushrooms. Pick up this fish. I said pick up this fish.
Discovered.
Pick up this salvage.
Oxygen.
Get to the surface because we need air. Figure out what's that. Just when there's some texture. Break limestone outcropping with our bare hands to pick up some titanium. Pick up this fish. Pick up this fish. Pick up this fish.
Discovered. Alien life forms may have unexpected applications. Utilizing alien resources is a proven survival strategy.
Oh wow, we're right next to the big one. That's cool.
Oxygen.
I know. Didn't realize we were that close to the big coral tube. I usually go there for various resources, so. The fact that we're that close just is convenient. From what I've read, you actually, well, from what I've experienced and read, you actually start the game, while you start the game in the same biome, the safe zone, I believe it's officially named, you start randomly in it, so the exact location that you start in varies depending upon, it's just randomized for the game. I've never actually been close to that though. I was surprised. Grab, where do you go? Oh, look, another bladderfish. I like picking up as many bladderfish as I can, because unlike the other fish, which are used as a food source, the bladderfish is used for a water supply, which until you can get the resources to make the second tier water, it's your only water supply. And where is the lifebot? Oh look, nighttime. Alright, so now we have various food sources. We could cook the boomerang fish that we just picked up, cook the peepers, or cook the bladderfish. We could also cure them, but I don't have salt for that. But as I said, I like the bladderfish for water, as until you can get the ability to purify your own water, they're your primary water source.
The fabricator cooks small organisms while disposing of the skeletal structure, bodily fluids, and internal organs, thus rendering them safe for human consumption.
Okay. Probably should not have caught that many fish, especially considering simply cooking them does not. Here, we also get an air bladder. Right, so because we picked up the bladderfish, we can now make an air bladder, which is an emergency flotation device. Cool to make some glass and make some titanium out of the other materials that I found. And with that, I can make, with the titanium, I can now make a fire extinguisher, some pipes, a floating air pump, or the standard O2 tank. Because I made that, I can now make a high capacity O2 tank. Right, so next thing we need on the list is going to be the survival knife. That we're going to need silicone rubber, and which we get from some creepvine clusters. Now, creepvine is found in the kelp forest, I believe it's called, just past the safe area. Literally on the other side of the giant coral tube that I just was looking at. That's one of the reasons why I was glad that we're that close. Yes, I'm going to need survival. Oh wait, no, there's the repair. I was looking at the wrong thingy, the wrong menu.
Detecting increased local radiation levels. Trend is consistent with damage to the Aurora's drive core sustained during planet fall.
That's not good. No, there's a high capacity O2 tank. So yes, so to build the repair tool, we're going to need silicon rubber, cave sulfur, and titanium. Also going to need silicon rubber and titanium to build the survival knife. And we'll need titanium and a battery to build the scanner. To build the battery, we need 2 acid mushrooms, which we just picked up, and some copper. So those are the first 3 things we're going to need to make. And I just ate all of that, didn't I? One, store the rest. Don't need the fire extinguisher right now. Just go through and pick up, well, as many resources as I can.
Copper is an essential component of all powered equipment. Your probability of survival has just increased to unlikely, but plausible.
Oh, goody. The AI actually gives us an almost fighting chance now. So this is the kelp forest. This is the creepvine clusters. Yes, like I said, relatively close. Pick up as many as I can. Try to avoid the stalker, which is those guys right there. Because while I don't want to say that they
unusually distinct and diverse ecological biomes, further study recommended.
Cool. Study things once we get past the initial, well, we're not going to die tomorrow phase. More copper. Bladderfish. Titanium. Turn the bladderfish into water. Make some glass. I'll burn through glass like it's nobody's business, so try to make as much of it as often as I can. Turn the creepvine clusters into silicon rubber. I don't need lubricant right now, so. More rubber. How many of those did I pick up? Oh, unpowered. We ran and burned through all the power. Oopsies. Well, that's what I get, I guess, for making a whole bunch of stuff. I have more titanium than that. Yeah, the cooked food has already started to decay. We should not have cooked that many.
New blueprint acquired.
Right. So making the battery allows me to build the power cell. Make a second battery. And the fabricator runs out of power again. Build the scanner.
The scanner can be used to synthesize blueprints from salvage technology and to record alien biological data.
I will say this, that's much easier to do than on the Xbox version. Xbox, to reassign it to a quick slot, you just basically got to select it and then reorganize the entire list if it's not in the specific spot that you want. I like having the scanner on the second spot, because in the first spot goes the knife.
Weapons were removed from standard survival blueprints following the massacre on Abraxas Prime. The knife remains the only exception.
Alright, so now that we have those two basic tools, as I said, the third thing that we need is the repair tool. Which, once we get enough power to turn the fabricator back on, requires cave sulfur and more titanium, because we already have the silicone rubber. I do have one more titanium and plenty of silicone rubber, so all I need left now is the cave sulfur, which is probably going to be the most dangerous thing to get. Because the only way to get cave sulfur is from a fish that explodes. Technically, it's from its nest. But now that we have the scanner, we should start scanning things to learn more about things. Because learning is fun. Stand still so I can scan you. It's also one of the ways we learn things and unlock new tools and other information. Alright, that's just scenery. Okay. Found information about the peeper. Alright, so... running low on O2 again. Almost did not make it. Alright, we'll actually scan him later. What do I need to make the swim fins? 2 silicone rubber. That I got.
The fabricator draws from available data to provide environment-appropriate equipment using locally available materials. For your safety, this setting cannot be overridden.
That sounds fair. I mean, I don't need an EVA suit here. I need scuba gear. Well, come to think of it, a pressurized EVA suit probably would help in an aquatic environment. I do believe NASA, when practicing spacewalks, does so in a giant pool of water. Alright. Let's go find some crash fish. Those are the explodey fish that I mentioned before. I just remembered the name. And they live in caves. That's one of their eggs, if memory serves. Just scan you real quick. Scan you as well. I'm going to be eating them. I might as well learn more about them.
New creature discovered.
Got the hoop fish. Apparently I don't need to scan the egg. Got that. There we go.
New creature discovered. Detecting sulfur deposits in the local cave systems. Sulfur is an essential component of the repair tool.
And we got our cave sulfur. Would be nice.
30 seconds.
So it would have been nice if I could just simply scan that one crash fish. Mostly because that way, in order to get the entry, now I have to do it again. Ooh, a hoverfish. One of my favorite types of fish.
Oxygen.
And just look at him. He's awesome.
New creature discovered.
Plus, when you hold on to him by his head, it looks like he's smiling. Don't really need food right now, so there's no point in holding on to all the fish. Cooking them now would be a bad idea. I should heal myself because I am down to, well, half health. Sandstone.
Silver-based wiring kits are an essential component of many habitat modules.
Did not realize that that stuff was there. Where did it go? Come on.
30 seconds.
Oh crap. Yeah, I know what those little blobby things do. And it's not very nice. To be fair, they don't do it out of hostility, it's a defensive mechanism. They think I'm going to harm them. They can't be eaten. I'm not going to harm them. You never know what can be useful, so it's always best to understand all of the local flora and fauna. I don't think I need more cave sulfur, but I'll take it anyway. Dang it. How hard is it to scan a crash fish? Answer vary, because they like exploding. I should not be diving this deep. There's a reason why underwater spelunking is considered a dangerous profession.
Oxygen.
I know. Well, that's twice we almost died. But we got what we need. Just more cooking recipes. And that's the power cell. Yeah, so we need the silver ore for the high capacity O2 tank. Pull some glass.
Caution.
We can just make.
Continued degradation of the Aurora's drive core may result in a quantum detonation. Continue to monitor.
Cool, but there's nothing I can do about that now. Just take off the old tank. And I still need glass. And make a high capacity tank. Which gives us even more air. Also, the repair tool. What do we need for the flashlight? More glass for the flashlight. So let's just make as much glass as we possibly can. And now we have a flashlight. Yay us! Look, the first thing we do upon picking up the flashlight is stare directly at the business end. As opposed to the repair tool, where the first thing we do is to touch the business end. But now that we have it, we can fix the life pod.
Life pod secondary systems online. Running full environment diagnostic and outputting results to databank.
Alright, so we pick up some geographical data of 4546b, that's the planet that we're on. So now that it's up, the sensors are up and running, the secondary systems are online. Radio's still offline, we'll fix that in a second. If you know what, let's fix that now. And we already have a message on voicemail. We'll get to that in a second. So secondary systems are online, outgoing radio communications are offline, our incoming radio communications are online. So we can't transmit, but we can receive. Flotation devices are still deployed, hull integrity is still okay. And the environment is the uncharted ocean planet of 4546b. It's an oxygen, nitrogen atmosphere, and waterborne bacteria levels are high. And probably not the best thing to be talking about in the current situation, but, well, can't be helped.
This is Aurora. Distress signal received. Rescue operation will be dispatched to your location in 9 hours. Continue to monitor for emergency transmissions from other life pods.
Alright, so if we're expecting rescue in 99,999 hours... Just breaking out the trusty calculator. 24... So we should expect rescue in about 4,166.625 days. Which, not counting for leap years, is approximately just under 11 and a half years. I think that's pretty good for the corporate environment. Alright, so now that the basics are up and running, we should focus on, well, key survival aspects now, I guess. Yeah, these two are decomposing. I should get rid of them. So, I will say this. I'm not a fan of the whole quantum drive core of the Aurora malfunctioning. But, for right now, there's nothing we can do about it. I can tell you right now that the whole area surrounding the Aurora has been irradiated. And if not, before it actually explodes... Yes, I probably should have said that. I don't believe there's any way into it right now. We'll get to that eventually. For now, we need to focus on the basics. Food, water, and materials. You are our food. Oh, we have a rebreather. Access to rebreather. Which absorbs and recycles CO2 into breathable air. I would assume that means that we don't burn through as much oxygen. Requires a wiring kit and fiber mesh. Wiring kit requires 2 silver ore. And I don't know where to get the fiber mesh from at this time. Yeah, so bleach is what's used to get the next level of water. So the filtered water comes from bladderfish. The disinfected water, oh, you actually get 2 from that, comes from bleach, and I'm assuming the local water. Because you definitely do not want to be drinking bleach. You probably definitely do not want to be drinking water mixed with bleach. There's a reason why they use bleach to kill things. And it's because it kills things. Alright, so let's continue exploring to see if we can find more and interesting things. And by explore, I mean tempt fate by trying to scan a crash fish. Oh look, more cave sulfur. I don't think I actually need the cave sulfur, but like everything else, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. I can always, much like the decomposing food, just drop them wherever. You know, I always do enjoy watching water from underwater. It's a very cool looking thing. The only problem is humans are not designed to exist technically underwater. Ooh, this is important. Brain coral. It's not important so much because it looks like a brain, it's important because it generates O2. Which, if we can't get to the surface, is one way to refill the tank. So it says cut. So the helpful, hard to read text says cut creep vine with knife. Cut the creep vine with a knife.
Acquired.
I'm assuming that's where we get the fiber mesh from. Come back here. I just wish to learn more about you.
Self-scan complete. Vital signs normal. Continuing to monitor.
Should probably refill the O2 before we do some more spelunking. It's a cook peeper, so this is where I've been. I could have sworn I saw something that said scan. I just remember this area is called the safe shelves. Pick up that. Because titanium is the base material for building pretty much everything. So if we're going to find the most of any resource, it should be that. You're just scenery. You're just food. Come back here, lunch. Thank you. Technically scenery as well. And there are a bunch of boomerang fish. Here we go. What are you? Sea glide fragment. That'll be handy. Just need to find a second one and then we can build a sea glide. Grab some water while we're out. Grab a second course. And some more metal. How much inventory space do we still have? Actually, quite a bit. Oh, this isn't normal. Scan the floaters. Alright, we're getting close to the Aurora. Now we have our new radio message. Here we are. Here's some stuff. Some wreckage, if you will. Good place to find things. Oh, nuclear waste disposal. That could come in handy.
New blueprint acquired. Short-range scans suggest this biome supports extensive biodiversity and connects to a number of small cave networks.
That's cool. Ooh, a scanner room fragment.
Integrating new PDA data.
And a bioreactor. Finding things that we need to make the things. We're now 2/3 of the way of completing the scanner room. Some more metal. Go get some air. Now be holding up the scanner so it can swim faster. Scan you. Oh, inventory. I was going to say, I could have sworn I could eat them. Scan the Reginald as well. Because that's what it said on the screen. Oh, this is tempting fate, but let's go after this guy. By after, I mean scan. Scanned him. Didn't get eaten. There's someone big.
Congratulations, survivor. You have exceeded your weekly exercise quotient by 500%. Data indicates that swimming was your favorite activity. Be sure to vary your routine for uniform muscle development.
Cool. This is the reef back. Basically what passes for a whale. I have never seen one be above water before. How come that's still wiggling even though it's above water? Ooh, barnacle. Oh. Can't take the copper. Now we can take the copper. Ready to go. I must have rolled off. Oh well. Yep, radiation is detected. And as I suspected, the tiger plant can't attack me because it's not underwater. And because we're getting too close to the aurora, Let us swim away. Now there's the escape pod.
Warning. Local radiation readings suggest the Aurora's drive core has reached critical state. Quantum detonation will occur within 2 hours.
All the more reason not to be swimming right next to the thing. Back here. Lunch is pretty much dinner now, so. Inventory's full, I forgot that. Did I mention that I remember now that this place is called the Safe Shallows? I can't remember if I've mentioned that I remember that. Alright, so we have a new message.
This is Lifepod 3, uploading our coordinates. We're plugging some holes in our emergency sea glide, so if we're late for the rendezvous, don't panic. Also, don't go home without us. Seriously. 3 out.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
How come they got a emergency sea glide and I didn't? Pathfinder tool. Plus holographic Pathfinder discs used to map a way back out of caves or hard to navigate space with maximum 20 discs per path. That would probably come in handy. Okay, so fiber mesh comes from the creepvine samples, of which I need 2. I need the fiber mesh for the rebreather, as well as a wiring kit. And the wiring kit requires 2 silver ore. Okay. Just make a whole bunch of titanium. Also make 1 waterproof locker, because I'm a pack rat that's running out of storage space. And then we make dinner. Alright, so tonight's dinner is going to be some cooked peepers with a boomerang on the side and washed down with bladderfish innards. Lots of bladderfish innards. That was a titanium ingot, wasn't it? Did not mean to make that, meant to make the glass. Don't get me wrong, I'll need the ingots eventually. I know what they're used for. But for now, I don't need them. Put you here. Open storage empty. Shove 1 locker inside the other. Don't ask me how. Just for fun. For you. And for you. Trying to modify the name. We'll have the glass in this one. Come on. We'll keep the copper in this one. And this will be the first one that we use to store all the crap, all the titanium. Anyway, as I was saying, this is where we store all the large pile of titanium we'll eventually get our hands on. That's kind of cool looking. Let's go check out Life Pod 3, see if there are any survivors. That sounds like a stalker. That's a stalker. I don't need the rotting creep vine. And here is Life Pod 3. Is anybody home? I'm guessing they did not make it. Yay.
Integrating new PDA
Information
data.
on the compass. I was hoping for at least part of a sea glide.
New blueprint acquired.
So can we fix this? Yes and no. Would say can we take the solar power cells, but they were where the hole is, so I'm guessing they're not around anymore. Got enough silicon, so I don't need. Oh look, salt. Salt is used for a variety of things. Oh look, more wreckage. Is there a way in and slash or do you have part of a sea glide? There's a way in. I should not get caught up on it and refill the O2 tanks before I go diving. Well, before exploring. Oh look, here's another way in. Except I need a laser cutter to open it up, and I don't have that yet. Alright, scan part of the gravity trap. Scan the floodlight.
New blueprint acquired.
Scan the stasis rifle fragment. The abandoned PDA.
Integrating new PDA data.
Scan the bench.
New blueprint
I'll scan the
acquired.
chair. Scan the desk.
New blueprint acquired.
You never know when things are useful. And I think that's it for now. There's nothing really here. And I don't know if that door is just another way to get in here or not. But we're most likely going to need to come back when we can open that up. And by that I mean we're going to completely forget about this place and probably never see it again. That's not good.
Emergency. A quantum detonation has occurred in the Aurora's drive core. The reactor will reach a supercritical state in T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Alright, well that went boom. You...
New blueprint acquired. For your convenience, the radiation suit has been added to your blueprint database.
Alright, usually I like being in the life pod for that, so I don't often see it happen. Unfortunately, I misjudged the exact amount of time I had left and went exploring instead, but didn't kill us, so they say that which doesn't kill us makes us stronger. I think they're nuts, but that's just me. Salvage. Titanium. More lunch. Nah, I'm probably not going to eat him. More things to turn us into lunch. Metal salvage. Ooh, laser cutter. Well, a fragment of one. Yeah, I'm leaving. But I needed that. Come on. There we go. Ooh, crap. Sorry. Hey, you bite me, I bite you. That's how this works. We'll get along swimmingly if we adhere to that rule. And no, that was not intended as a joke. Hey, more silver. I'm going to need more of that. Now I remembered why I'm this far down. In this environment, I'm looking for silver to make the rebreather. I'm also looking for scannables like this sea glide, which we can now make.
New blueprint acquired.
Yay us. So a couple of them in the area. I wonder if there's another laser cutter fragment around here. I need 3 and I have 2. Oh, my inventory's full again. Drop the floater. Your copper. There we are. What are you? Probably should not be scanning things that bite people. But having knowledge is... knowing your enemy is the first step to defeating them. I think Sun Tzu said that. Oh look, part of a sea moth. That'll be coming handy. Limestone, sandstone. Need lead, drop the cave sulfur. Don't think I need the cave sulfur for anything other than the repair tool. Bust into yet another biome. Don't think there are any crash fish in here.
Be advised, a common complication for cave divers is loss of orientation, followed by ventral asphyxiation.
Like I said before, the greatest dangers of underwater cave spelunking is you drown. Oh look, silver. I got 2 silver, okay. Just gonna top off the O2 at this brain coral, I believe it is. Almost said brain fungus. I'm like, no, that's not correct. Pick up some gold. I think my inventory's full again. So we'll head back and build things once I find out where back is. Alright, so we'll just turn it all into resources. So I'll make the fiber mesh. Creep vine. Turn all the wreckage we found into titanium. Like I said, it'll be one of the most used resources, so I try to grab as much of it as I can, as often as I can. Make the wiring kit we need for the rebreather. Make the rebreather. Make another locker just for fun. Where is... oh, there we go. Radiation suit. So I'm going to need 2 lead and 2 fiber mesh for the radiation suit. Because I do know that the next thing we gotta do is explore that. Well, what's left of that. And the only way we can get close enough to do that until we fix the core that's leaking radiation everywhere is to build the rad suit. Actually, I think I actually have enough. Yeah, I should have enough lead in storage. Yeah. Between this lead and that lead, I have enough lead in storage. So all I need is fiber mesh. So let's drop off the resources in the lockers. Like I said, we'll grab titanium like it's nobody's business. So, until we get an actual base up and running, just keep making locker after locker. Fill it with titanium. Store all the copper in here. Just grab some of the tube coral, because that's what one of the 2... Nitrogenous salt is one of the 2 things I need to make bleach. Yeah, coral tube sample and salt deposit.
Bleach is an essential chemical used for cleaning wounds and purifying water.
Because my water is getting low and I don't feel like hunting down more bladderfish right now. and use the bleach to make disinfected water.
Preparing the day's water ration ahead of time will help ensure against dehydration and eventual death.
And we always want to avoid eventual death. Oh look, new voicemail.
This is Avery Quinn of Trading Ship Sunbeam. Aurora, do you read? Over? Nothing but vacuum. These Altera ships. They run low on engine grease, send an SOS, you offer to help, they don't pick up. Aurora, I'm out on the far side of the system. It's gonna take more than a week to reach your position. Do you still need our assistance? Over. I'll try them again tomorrow. Damn charter's gonna have us blowing our credits running errands for Altera. See what the long-range scans pick up in the meantime.
Yeah. Salvation is coming. And where was I? Oh yeah, drinking water. Gets me 30, filtered water is 20. Used to be it'd get me twice as much. And I did not pack lunch. Apparently I'm also injured, so. Alright, who wants to be food?
New creature discovered.
Oh, first time I picked up a Gary fish. Okay then. You are now lunch.
It is common for those accustomed to synthetic foods to be repulsed by eating an animal carcass. Remember that humans survived this way for millennia. You and too.
Positive reinforcement. Always important. That and not dying. What do I need for the thingy? 2 fiber mesh. And to make 2 fiber mesh, I'm going to need 2 creepvine samples apiece, so 4 creepvine samples. And I should now have the inventory space to do so. So, off to the nearest kelp line. I don't know why holding shift makes me think I'll swim faster. I don't think it is. Yeah, no. What I should do is build the sea glide. That'll get me to places faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Fill the water. Fill the water. Filter the water. Make the fiber mesh. I can use that to make a first aid kit too. What do I need for the sea glide? Where is the sea glide? Battery, lubricant, copper wire, and titanium. I need a creepvine seed cluster. You know, I should have grabbed it while I was out there. I thought to myself on the way there that I should have looked up what I need for the sea glide. Instead of turning around and checking, I just proceeded forth. Grab 1 creepvine seed. And some mushrooms. Because I'm going to need them for the battery. Also going to need 3 copper. Oh no, that's actually gold. Still going to need 3 copper though. Alright, so make the lubricant.
Lubricant is essential in construction of vehicles and power plants.
Make the battery. Make the copper wire. And I forgot to grab the second thing of lead. I also need 1 thing of titanium. This is why we hoard titanium. Make a sea glide.
The Sea Glide will increase your effective exploration range. For your safety, please pack supplies for long journeys and stay within 5 kilometers of the nearest life pod or habitat.
It shouldn't be too hard. I think the game only has a 2-kilometer radius. I think. And make the rad suit. Which we will now put on. Also, I think it listed a compass. Put that up from somewhere. Need a copper wire and a wiring kit. Don't have the silver for that. So that'll be something we do some other time. Alright, so now that we have the equipment and the means to explore the Aurora, that's what we're going to be doing next time. I'm going to call it here for now, so everybody stay safe from the plague, and have a good day.